Hey there, everybody. Eric Chessen, founder of Autism Fitness, leading the movement for movement. I think this video is going to come out really grainy right now because I am recording it on my laptop. I am in Boston right now. Typically, I am at home in Charlotte, but I'm in Boston working with the Inclusive Fitness crew. Quite easily the greatest facility for the neuroadaptive athlete on the planet. For which I also have the privilege of being the director of programming. Point being, and also check out Inclusive Fitness in West Roxbury, Massachusetts. Point being, I'm recording Tuesday training on my laptop today, and from my screen, looks kind of grainy. I don't know how it's going to turn out. So this is going to be more informative than it is going to be gloriously beautiful on screen. So something important that I did want to talk about in this particular Tuesday training. Again, if you're watching it on, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday or Saturday afternoon, fine. It's still Tuesday training. You're just getting that Tuesday training on a different day. We can all cope with this fact, I think. All right, we're good. Anyway, if you haven't yet explored the opportunity to become an Autism Fitness Level 1 Certified Pro, the link is in the description for this very video and just about every other video below, and get started right away, and then meet me either virtually or in person. Select dates and locations for your hands-on practical. You get the best of both worlds. You get self-paced online learning, and then you get your full day of hands-on, feet-on, brains-on training. So information-wise, what I wanted to speak about in this Tuesday training is the idea of motivation from the perspective of the athlete immediately liking exercise or liking what we're doing or liking the situation. And I've had this come up in the past with parents or family members saying, oh, I hope they like it, or I hope they enjoy it. I hope it's fun. And the reality of it is most of the time it's not going to be. In the beginning, for a lot of our neuroadaptive athletes, it's not going to be, and that's okay. It's not going to be fun in the beginning, and it's going to be okay because it's a challenge. And when we are introducing exercise and movement to an athlete for the first time, they've probably never squatted, they've never pressed, they've never done a bear walk, they've never done a hurdle step, they've never done a medicine ball throw, and so we're the first ones introduced, right? So it can be challenging. It can be overwhelming initially, even though we are taking every effort when we are having our athlete go through the PAC assessment. We're taking every possible step to make it reinforcing for them, to mitigate the amount of anxiety or overwhelm that they might feel, to give them choice, to provide behavior-specific praise, and at the same time accepting that for the first and second, third, maybe fourth and fifth session, this is not going to be the most reinforcing thing in their world. And that's fine. The likability or enjoyability factor, as far as what we are putting into place for that athlete, both in the short term and long term, is well worth it, particularly when we are confident that over time there is going to be some aspect of fitness that is going to be reinforcing or enjoyable for this athlete. Usually that happens. Sometimes that never happens, and the athlete, even though they grow comfortable with weight and they grow more inclined to participate, it's never their favorite thing, and that's okay. Think about how many neurotypical people and general population train in the gym or with a trainer or coach, and it's still not their favorite thing. They're doing it as a means to an end. They're doing it to be healthy. They're doing it to be fit. But the actual process of lifting weights for them or doing resistance training is not their favorite thing. It's just that the motivating factor, the outcome, is stronger for them, so they'll continue to do it. We want to build, and what we can build in our autism and neuroadaptive athletes is resilience. the ability to stay with something, even if it's hard, even if it's challenging. And initially, it will be. It will be for the first couple sessions. It will be for the first couple weeks. It might be that way for the first couple months or the first year. What we're looking at is the long-term process of improving quality of life and independence through fitness. So if we're looking at it through the lens of, oh, if they don't like it, then they don't have to do it or they shouldn't do it, what we are doing is devaluing them as a human being and saying, well, because it's a little bit challenging in the beginning, or because there are physical, because there are behavioral, because there are cognitive obstacles or challenges, that they don't have to do it, which is then prohibiting them from accomplishing something. Anything worth doing, anything in the realm of personal accomplishment or growth is going to take time. It is going to be uncomfortable. It is going to have challenges. These in and of themselves are insufficient reasons to say, well, they shouldn't be doing this because they don't like it. There are many people who do it who still don't really like it. They're just doing it. What this mainly comes back to is considering fitness as a life skill, not as a, oh, it would be really nice, or not, oh, they could be more athletic, or, oh, this would be really fun. It's none of these things in total. What it is at a foundational level is a life skill that right now is not being treated as such broadly. And this is everyone. Everyone I speak to thinks that they're the only one. It's only their town, it's only their city, it's only their state, it's only their country, right? All around the world that isn't focusing on fitness for the autism and neuroadaptive. The reality is, this is still not considered as one of the main parts of life, or the main have-tos. It's not a priority. What we're doing in Autism Fitness, what our certified pros are doing, is prioritizing fitness for this population. And the outcomes, as we know with the general population, are going to be better. So the initial obstacle of they don't like it, or it's challenging, or we have to take some extra measures and considerations and important practices around physical functioning, around behavioral functioning, around cognitive functioning, look at it from the long term. In the short term, are certainly things that we have to address. We don't just ignore it and say, oh, one day they'll like it. That is not a plan. We have to have a plan. We have to have a good plan. We have to test what we're doing with the athlete and make sure it coincides with what is going to be best for them. This is a partnership. It's collaboration, right? Between us, the coaches, and the athlete. That, by the way, is what you'll get in your Autism Fitness Level 1 cert. As an aside. So the idea of, oh, it has to be fun, or they have to like it immediately, is going to prohibit many, if not most, of our autism and neuroadaptive athletes from even starting out. Because again, in the beginning, they might not like it, or they're probably not going to, or it's going to be hard, and there might be resistance. But as professionals, and then family members, and as advocates, what we want to instill are new abilities. And again, that can be a challenge, right? If you're working with an athlete who's highly motivated, who's always on task, who's always engaged, great. But that's not necessarily the majority. And again, that's okay. We have to understand and accept that, and ultimately look at the short-term challenges versus the long-term benefits. Sure, even the short-term benefits, but overall, what can we do for this human being, and what is this human being going to get out of a lifetime of this? So a little bit more philosophical today, but still practical, because it all comes down to prioritizing and then planning and programming, because these are the three things that are going to take an emerging athlete from the point of just starting out to really succeeding with fitness. Eric Chessen, leading the movement for movement. If you are ready to become one of the elite Autism Fitness Level 1 certified pros, hit the link in the description below, and I will see you at a future, either virtual or in-person, Level 1 full day, hands-on practical. Thanks for watching. Please like, definitely subscribe, share with your friends, share with your coworkers, share with your neighbors down the street if you know their email addresses or you're using their Wi-Fi. I don't know how it goes, but do that too. Thanks for watching.